Good morning. So what you see on the screen is the community of Cerro de Pasco. 67,000 people live there at 4,400 meters above sea level in the Andes of Peru. As you can see, it's a community, but it's also a mine. The Spanish came up there in 1630. In 1630, they saw that big mass of lead, zinc, copper, gold, and silver, and they start an operation. That mine has never stopped its operation since, almost 400 years. I don't know one mine in the world that has such a statistic. In 1906, Mr. J.P. Morgan himself made what they still call the greatest investment of the 20th century in Peru. He invested tens of millions of dollars at the time, which is the equivalent today of billions of dollars. The Americans have sent to Cerro de Pasco the best engineers, the best metallurgists, the best geologists, the best equipment. Cerro de Pasco became the school of all the mines. Cerro de Pasco became the cash cow of the country. Cerro de Pasco became the largest gold, copper, silver mine in the world. They extracted from that pit over the years 300 million tons. So this is a forward-looking statement the authorities suggest us to add to our PowerPoint presentation. I invite you to go to our website and read it. So I told you they extracted 300 million tons. Some of it was processed. This is what you see in white at the bottom of the screen. 104 million tons were stockpiled. This is what you see covered with tarps. So what's covered with tarps as a shape of a heart? Please remember that. Now I'm going to show you a satellite picture. So what was covered with tarps is now in green. What was processed in white is now in orange. So what we own, Cerro de Pasco shareholders, we own the mineral rights on the stockpile and on these tailings. So we own the mineral rights on what we expect to be the largest mineral resource above ground on the planet. At the end of 2019, 2020, we were intent to buy the mine for one reason. We might need those flotation facilities that you see on the right side on the slide on the top part. We negotiate with Glencore Volcan. We were going to sign an agreement, but that agreement includes a silver stream. In March 2020, we're just about signing that transaction. What happened in March 2020? COVID. So that operation was shut down. As most of the mine in Peru, Peru was the most affected country per capita in the world by COVID. So the mine was shut down. We had no ore, no money, no stream, no deal. We end up not making a deal. But we did an intense due diligence on a 4-month period where we sent 2 engineers and 2 geologists on site. We compiled monthly reports from 1906 until 1992 when they stopped sending material in that tailings. And we know precisely what was processed. And you can see on the upper part here, there was an era, a first era from 1906 till 1965 was an underground operation, was copper, gold, and silver. And then the mine was transformed more into a zinc, lead, silver mine in the second era. But we know that they have processed 75 million tons, and we know they have roughly recovered 60% of it. So we know what is left in that tailings. You see it at the bottom of the screen. 1.6% copper, 1.3% lead, 2.2% zinc, average of 2 ounces silver, 1.2 gram gold. If you put the copper, the lead, the zinc, and the gold into silver equivalent, you end up at 430 million ounces of silver equivalent. This is $14 billion worth of metal above ground. Let's recall today, to produce a base metal of a precious metal, 40% of the cost is mining. There's no mining here. So we lately complete a 40-hole drill campaign. We use a sonic drill for that. So what we do, we take samples 1 meter per 1 meter, we isolate them, and we freeze them. We transport them to the lab. At the lab, they cut the sample in two. Some goes for assay, some goes for metallurgical tests. So far, we have issued the results of 23 of those 40 holes. Average is exactly what we were expecting, except copper is a little low here. Why copper is low? We're going to recover. Copper is going to be in the southern part of the tailing. You can see it's more orange. This is the copper zone. Those results are not issued yet. So far, we are at an average of 4.2 ounce per ton silver equivalent. So what happened in December for the shareholder of Cerro de Pasco, we have a big surprise. We do have 48 grams per ton of gallium we never expect, plus 18 grams per ton of indium. It's 1.5 ounces of gallium. An ounce of gallium worth more than an ounce of silver. So if you include the gallium and the indium, now we are at 6.2 ounces per ton of silver equivalent so far. Gallium, everybody talk about gallium. Turn on your TV, everybody talks about gallium. As Chen speak at the beginning, China banned the export of gallium for the United States. Gallium is increasingly being chosen over traditional silicon for high-performance chips in semiconductor defense application to boost performance, speed, and efficiency. U.S. was 100% reliant on imports of gallium last year. Price of gallium's going to the sky. So let's do some economics now. Assuming the results we have so far, we have $169 per ton in situ. If we use the neighbor facility, we're sure to recover a minimum of 41.5%. That means the in situ value comes to $70 US per ton. Treatment and refining charge will be at 28%, which bring the in situ value at $51 per ton. OPEX will be at $10 since operating costs, mining costs are at $1. So profit per ton, it's $41 US. Profit on 75 million ton will be $3.1 billion. Using the neighbor facility, it's $148 million profit a year. We're trading at 150 million market cap Canadian. So now let's assume we're building our own facility, and we include the gallium and the indium in. That means the in situ value will be at $225 US per ton. Recovery will increase at 70%. Treatment and refinery charge will not change. OPEX will increase at 15%. Profit per ton will be $99 US per ton and 75 million tons. It's $4.7 billion US. At 20,000 tons per day, it's $713 million profit a year. We're trading at 150 million market cap now. Catalyst for 2025, we're going to announce the remaining of the 16 holes. We're doing right now metallurgical studies. We're formalizing the claim to be able to drill around the tailings. Obviously, the government is pushing in our favor. We're going to pay the government 28% income tax on that profit I just showed to you. We're completing various site scoping study. Rapidly, this is how we're going to process. What you see in orange is the tailings. Let's recall that mine historically was operated very aggressively. So we're going to bring a pontoon on site. We're going to sink those pumps, and we're going to pump either to the neighbor facilities or to our own facilities. We're going to do that 24 hours a day. So you can see on your right, we're doing a slurry, and we're going to pump the slurry. 24 hours a day, 10,000 tons per day per pump. No noise, no dynamite, no trucks, no dust. The community of Cerro de Pasco just love us. This will be Cerro de Pasco in 25 years. Job done. We do have 490 million shares outstanding, except 40% of the shares are owned in 3 hands, including Eric Sprott. We have some $15 million cash. We just terminated a financing. And what's happened, there's a little bit of pressure, a small pressure on the stock. Why? There are those warrants being exercised at 25 cents that are expiring on March 22nd. This is us.